Hey everyone, welcome to episode 16 of Tuesdays with Thadd, where I give a recap of my weekend in wrestling. And if you don't already know, I've been going to adult class on Fridays now for about a week. And this week, I had my very first adult class training tag match with my tag partner Jim Wood, and our opponents were Colin Muldoon and Ryder Winston, aka Beans. At the beginning, it took me a little bit of time to get adjusted to the speed of the match, so you can see me having a bit of trouble keeping up early on. Thankfully, after I made the tag to my partner, I could take the time to refocus and get back into the right gear. I have to say, I really enjoyed going and learning from people who are more experienced than I am, and now that I've been learning from them and experiencing what it's like in adult class, I get to see how big of a difference there is between kids class and adult class. And now I want to say thank you to everyone that was helping me out and understanding what I needed to do in adult class. Going on to kids class, where I wrestled 3 matches on Saturday. So far, that's the most I've ever wrestled in a day. And that's because of Brandon and the dogs. And you're gonna see why later on in this video. Now, before we get to the matches, I have to say something else. When I was cutting a promo talking about who I was gonna go against in the main event that night, I got attacked by the person who I was gonna face, Dante. Not only did he attack me, but he also took away my title while doing so. And he walked away with it, and I didn't get to see it until I faced him in our match. Getting ready for my match against Dante, Brandon decides to come out and make it a lot more difficult on me than it was supposed to be. And he wound up bringing out someone who I haven't faced in a while, the Arizona Ace. I guess Brandon was looking for someone who, one, I haven't fought in a while, so I don't know their fighting style and that'll leave me at a disadvantage. And two, has more experience than I do. And in this case, it is someone who has been on multiple shows like Future Shock. So facing the Arizona Ace was no easy task. And I think Brandon told Kevin to make it as difficult as he could on me, because he was using all sorts of dirty tactics. My guess is from the Book of Greatness. A couple examples is like at the start of our match, he went up attacking me when I wasn't looking. The moment I looked away, he charged at me at full speed. Later on, I tried hitting him with my finisher, and he scratched my eyes while he was on my shoulders. And he got away with it because he made sure that the ref didn't see it. After what felt like a long battle, I wound up getting to finally face Dante. And this was a very difficult match, especially since I had been exhausted from my match previously with Kevin. When Dante came out, I'm glad he had my title and wasn't hiding it somewhere backstage. But I guess he was just kind of using it to tease me at that point. Throughout the match, I was fighting as hard as I could, but I was a bit too exhausted to be able to fight back. Somehow I found a way to reverse it, so me being able to reverse his attacks from time to time was the only thing that kept me in that match. My energy was so low at that point that I couldn't even pick him up for my finisher. Little did I know that I still had to start another match because the dogs interfered with Dante's and I's match. Surprisingly, during the tag match, Dante and I actually worked very well together. But it wasn't all parts of the match because there were times where he didn't need my help, so he refused to tag in. But my point is, when he wants to work with me, we can do it pretty well. There was a point in our match where I was just completely disoriented because of how exhausted I was. I mean, literally, this was right after wrestling 2 other matches. It was a little difficult for me to wrestle the third one, especially with it being higher speed. If I hadn't been going and practicing an adult class to see what a higher speed match feels like, I'm not sure if I would have been able to handle that. However, in the end, our teamwork didn't really matter since I went to go try and tag him in, but he just left me to go get chewed up like a dog toy. Although I can't say he left my title there as well, because he left with my title. And I'm not going to be able to get it back until I either take it from him or I get it back in a rematch. And if he shows up, I have something in plan, not just for him, but for the dogs, Justin, Brandon, and Leo the Great as well. Now, onto Sunday's kids class, where Mondo Avion was the trainer. My match that day was going up against Levi. I've gone against him before, but this time, he just got a lot stronger, and I don't know where it came from. Throughout pretty much the entire match, I was attacking him, and it seemed like none of them did any harm to him. And the start of this match was very similar to the beginning of the Arizona Aces and I's match. I looked away for just a moment, and he saw his opportunity to charge at me and attack. Now, on both times, I learned that it's my fault that I got attacked, because I shouldn't have looked away. And if even a little kid like Levi saw that big of an opening on me, I can't imagine what the adult class is going to see as far as openings go. But little Levi just seemed to be a little bit too much for me to handle. Especially since he is indestructible, as he says. And with how that match went, I don't doubt that he's telling the truth. Alright, well, that'll be it for this week's episode of Tuesdays with Thadd. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget to go to www.prowrestlingtees.com/decotees and grab your very own Raw Determination and United We Stand, Divided You Fall t-shirts. And remember, with your support, we will not be divided.